Petco Park, the scene as we begin a new month of baseball, June 1st. And the New York Mets will help open the action against the San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone. Dick Enberg along with Tony Gwynn. You know, that grand slam home run, we saw one last night with Jerry Harrison. It's the equivalent of the hat trick in hockey. I guess it would, in golf, it might be a combination of a birdie eagle. But that grand slammer's sweet.
Yeah, and it's huge because with one swing of the bat, you get 4 runs. Earlier this year, Adrian Gonzalez against the Cincinnati Reds hits this grand slam, and then in last night's game, you know, Jerry Harrison Mets had taken a 1-0 lead, and it looked like maybe they might not score in that inning, and then with one swing of the bat, you go from a 1-0 deficit to a 4-1 lead. So it's huge when you can get them, and you see with the bases loaded, the Padres have done quite well. Yeah,
they're second in the league in runs scored when they had the bases drunk, and their batting average outstanding, number of hits and walks. And, of course, that combination last night, 19 hits, 8 walks, and a hit batsman. So they had men on base traffic the entire night.
Yeah, they had plenty of opportunities to hit with the bases loaded. And the good thing, patience. They had a couple of walks. You had a couple of singles. We didn't just get singles last night. The double by Hundley, the grand slam by Hairston. And so when guys deliver with the bases loaded, you're usually going to have a big night. You're usually going to have a night where you can win a ball game. And last night, they all kind of came together in one game. Therefore, 18 runs on the board. And it was a big win for the Pods.
And it spelled out part of the problem for the New York Mets. They have one of the worst records on the road this year, the best home record in baseball. And they lead the National League and the major leagues in those free tickets, the walks. And those have come around to hurt them, especially on the road. Let's see how their starter does tonight as we look at our starting pitching matchup. For the Mets, it's Mike Pelfrey. Look at that record, 7-1. He's got a new pitch, he says. That's split finger change, 2.54 ERA, one of the best records in baseball. And Wade LeBlanc, after winning his first 2, has lost his last 3, trying to get back on the winning highway. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. There's the lefty from Louisiana, Wade LeBlanc. Get that fastball where he wants it, and he could have another good night. Residents of Chase Headley and the San Diego Padres Petco Park, and we're ready to go. Wade Well, we'll first tell you about Corky's. For the lowest termite fumigation price in town, get a 4-year guarantee. Call 1-800-9011-02. First pitch to Jose Reyes, the shortstop. And he comes in with a high fastball. Reyes, ground ball sharply into the hole, backhanded by Hairston, one away. Starting pitcher, excuse me, profile brought to you by the Mart Condos, luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300s. Go to themarksandiego.com. LeBlanc making his first ever start against the New York Mets. Luis Castillo, second baseman. Very much like the Padres second baseman, a contact hitter. Does not miss many balls. First pitch in for a strike. Hitting right-handed this year, 245. And left-handed, 236. So quite the same no matter what side he does his bat work.
Castillo is going to make you work. He's going to make you throw strikes. Last night he had an at bat. He fouled off 6 or 7, 10 pitch at bat. Ended up striking out.
Two and one. LeBlanc, his start this year was outstanding. Won a couple. His ERA just over 1. Strike 2-2. But his last 3 outings, he's 0-3, 7.47 ERA, losing to the Dodgers, the Mariners, and the Cardinals. Tailed that fastball away. Full count.
Well, that's the key pitch. He's got to be able to locate that fastball because that's going to set up everything else.
Ball 4. Too high. And the Mets have their first base runner. The New York Mets starting lineup brought to you by Floor Trader. Pay way less for your flooring and take it home today. Now open in Lemon Grove. Jason Bay comes up. There's the lineup. Manager Jerry Manuel, Reyes, Castillo, Bay. Ike Davis hits cleanup. David Wright on help Pagan in center. Rod Barajas, a 2-run home run last night. Jeff Francoeur in right. And the pitcher, Mike Pelfrey. Bay, 286. We've gone through 2 months of the season. And he and the Mets and their fans disappointed with that home run total. Only 3.
Dick, early in the game, LeBlanc has had a little bit of trouble locating his fastball. Reyes hit the second pitch of the game. He got a fastball in the zone, hit it on the button. Hairston made a nice backhand play. Now you walk Castillo, and so he's going to have to find the strike zone with his fastball.
Change up at 83, and it caught the corner. Bay leading the team in hits and runs scored. And a strike on the inside edge.
Yeah, I thought Babe wouldn't have that much trouble coming back to the National League. This is really the league where he established himself in Pittsburgh.
Former Gonzaga star. Broken bat looper into center field for a base hit. Charging the ball is Gwynn, and he will hold Castillo to second base. Another broken bat base hit.
Yeah, LeBlanc with a good pitch.
Here's the Padres defensive lineup brought to you by Tiger Turf. Tiger up your lawn with Tiger Turf, the world's best-selling synthetic turf. Visit mytigerturf.com today. Headley, Hairston, Eckstein, and Gonzalez on the infield. Denorfia, Gwynn, and Venable in the outfield left to right with a battery of LeBlanc and Hundley. Buddy Black's lineup. 2 on, 1 out. First baseman Ike Davis. 258 is average. And he hits a shot to center. Gwynn has to play it on a hop. Hesitating was Castillo, so he has to hold at third. The bases are loaded, and Davis whistling that shot to straightaway center.
I saw this last night. I mean, the ball's hit so hard, there's kind of a knuckle effect to it. Davis winds up and lines this ball into center field. See Tony Jr. waiting for that ball to bounce. I think Castillo is hurting a little bit. He's not running. He's a guy that can really run.
Yeah, he's kind of carrying that leg with a limp, isn't he?
Kind of got a hitch in his get along.
And I'm going to start for Wade LeBlanc. Walk and a couple of singles to load the bases for the Mets. And here's third baseman David Wright. A tough out against left-handed pitching. He's hitting .375 this year against southpaws. And he hits another line drive. Gwynn on his horse, and he'll have to play it on a hop. And they're going to try to score two. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he is out of there. Bay trying to score from second base, and Gwynn with a perfect throw erases the second run. Castillo scores on the single.
Tony Jr., you see this ball hit off the end of the bat again. Tony Jr. with a perfect one-hop strike to Hundley at the plate, and he blocks the plate. Bay has trouble getting in there, and
Bud Black going out to talk to the battery of LeBlanc and Hundley. What might you think he's saying here?
well, again, it's fastball command. Some of these hits, Davis' ball was right on the button, but Castillo walked. Bay hit his ball off the end of the bat for a base hit. The base hit by Wright's kind of off the end of the bat, but the key thing to those pitches where they were elevated and able to get the bat to it. So he has to think down in the zone. He's going to have to locate his fastball. Coming off 3 starts in a row where he's had trouble locating. Buddy Black felt like it was imperative to come out and have a conversation with him.
A critical put out at the plate, so the score remains 1-0 despite 4 runners reaching safely in order, a walk and 3 straight singles, and that brings up Angel Pagan, a .302 average. That's the top batting average in the Mets lineup. Davis at second, Wright at first with his 35th RBI, the leader for New York, and that pitch away. 2-0. Well, you get out of this jam with only 1 run scoring. It's a moral victory.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, balls haven't been hit hard. Davis is the only one hit the ball hard. Bay off the end, Wright off the end. The walk, as we've talked about, has come back to bite him already.
In the dirt, and Hundley blocking it, keeping Davis at second base. And now, after 3 straight singles, LeBlanc falls behind 3-0.
Hundley slide his body, and that ball bounced right in the middle of his chest protector.
Pagan hitting .280 right-handed, .310 from the other side. High strike. That's not where LeBlanc wants to pitch these Mets up there. It's a low strike that gets the outs. 3-1. Strike 2. That was well placed, pinpointed on the edge.
Just like with hitters, sometimes pitchers go out there and they kind of lose a little bit of confidence when balls are falling in, and I'm sure Buddy wanted to let him know, hey, you got to keep battling.
Runners will be off with a pitch. 3-2. Another broken bat. Gwynn has room, and the barrel winds up halfway to third base. That wood pile's getting mighty high. Bring in a couple of more cords of sticks. Our SAP telecast is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Get more fruit in your diet with the Hawaiian teriyaki chicken sandwich. Oh, what a magnificent shot out across the skyline of San Diego as Mike Pelfrey, 6'7" right-hander, just 26 years of age, from Wichita, Kansas. The starting pitcher profile brought to you by the all-new Cadillac SRX, the Cadillac of crossovers. Pelfrey particularly effective at night. He's 6-0 in 7 starts. Will Venable leading it off, takes a strike. And he's also been the stopper for the Mets this year. After a loss, Pelfrey has come out and they've won 5 games, no losses. Actually, he's 5-0 and the Mets 6-0. So he's done his work getting the ship back on course. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Especially after a night like last night where they gave up 18 runs. And Pelfrey, like you mentioned, 6'7", fastball in the middle 90s.
Foul back.
Slider, change. He'll throw a split finger. And that's been the pitch for him that really helped him to this 7-1 start.
Jerry
Manuel.
There's a broken bat, but that goes to the shortstop Reyes for the first out. So 3 broken bats and an inning and a third. Above par for the course. Here's the Padres lineup brought to you by Alpine Rock and Block. Start your next backyard project with Alpine Rock and Block. Eckstein up now. Gonzalez hits third. Headley, a big night, his best of the season, hits fourth. Hundley, the hottest bat in the lineup, the catcher. Jerry Hairston at short and will hit sixth. Denorfia seventh. Tony Gwynn eighth. And Wade LeBlanc, not a bad hitting pitcher, in the ninth spot. Pelfrey against the Padres is 1-0 in his career, but a 4.08 ERA. In the 3 starts against San Diego, he's allowed 4 home runs. 2-1. Mike Machlinsky barking out the call. Ground ball sharply, backhanded by the second baseman Castillo, and there's 2 away. And a look at the Mets defense, and it's brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Around the horn right, Reyes, Castillo, and Davis. Bay and left, Pagan in center. Francoeur with that big throwing arm in right field. Pelfrey on the mound, and Barajas behind the plate. Adrian Gonzalez steps in. He's 2 for 8 against Pelfrey. The 2 are home runs. Shift is on. Reyes over on the second base side of the bag. So Reyes, Castillo, and Davis lined up on the pull side with the third baseman David Wright only about 25 feet from second base. So that left field foul line, and all you'd have to do is just bunt it, tap it toward third, and you have a base hit.
Yeah, regular ground ball to third, or even a ground ball to short. You're going to have just a regular ground ball. You have a shot to get a hit.
3-0 to Gonzalez, and it's quite apparent that the Mets, like so many teams around the league, are going to pitch delicately to Gonzalez. They're not going to let him beat them. Adrian leading the team in walks with 35, 11 intentional. Ball 4 outside. First base runner for the Padres against Mike Pelfrey, and the New York Mets, who lead the major leagues in walks allowed. They're averaging about 4.5 walks per game, a total of 229 coming into the game, but 4.5 free tickets.
And that's, as we saw in the first inning, those walks usually come back to haunt you.
Right, it was Castillo who started the inning with the walk and then the 3 singles. Castillo scoring. Chase Headley. Ball 1. Raising his average to 282, 4 for 5 last night.
Just here early on, it looks like Pelfrey's just going to try to locate a fastball. He's thrown 1 breaking ball, no split fingers yet.
1-1. One and 2. It goes outside, then inside with a change.
The last pitch, that might be that split finger, because it came out, looked like Hundley thought it was a fastball, and right at the end, the bottom kind of fell out of it.
Ground ball left side. Reyes will have to go across the diamond and gets Headley by a stride. Nothing for the Padres in the first. 1-0 Mets. By one of the Grand Masters. Well, San Diego, here it comes. Your Padres Interleague Baseball against the Mariners Saturday, June 12th at 5:35, and the first 25,000 fans will receive a great Padres soccer style scarf presented by Sycuan Casino. Visit Padres.com. Get your tickets today. Padres and Mariners Saturday, June 12th. It's a handsome scarf. Soccer scarf for all you Padre fans. 1-0 Mets, top of the second. Rod Barajos. He homered last night, his 11th of the year. Leading the Mets. He's on pace for a 34 home run year. His high was in Texas 5 years ago, 21.
At least offensively, he looks very comfortable. Confident in his swing, having some success.
High strike. Grew up in Los Angeles and became a big baseball fan when his father identified with Fernando Valenzuela. That was his dad's hero and excited him about baseball, the Dodgers, and young Barajas, of course, following suit, encouraged by Pop. 2-2. Had a chance to play winter ball when Valenzuela was the manager, so got to know him, and he said at first he was so intimidated.
Yeah,
you can identify with that. 2-2. Popped up weakly. First base side. Hundley has a chance. Good play. He had to hustle, get that mask off, and race to the box seats to make the play.
That was a real good play, and Hundley almost overran that ball. He got back there so quickly. See, Barajas pops that ball up, and look, he almost overruns, has to reach back in order to make the play, but nice play by Nick Hundley.
It wasn't hit very high, so he had no chance to settle under it. Jeff Francoeur hitting .244, grounds it into left field for a base hit. Fourth single for the Mets. And that brings up Wade LeBlanc. Excuse me, brings up Mike Pelfrey.
I'm sure Pelfrey will be up there trying to punt. See his numbers.
4 for 20. The runner is picked off. And there's the put out. LeBlanc has done it again. That's his 6th runner picked off this year to lead the major leagues.
That's almost not fair. I mean, Francoeur going on first move, and LeBlanc doesn't even throw his best move at him. Francoeur, no, he's dead to rights, doesn't even slide into second.
So LeBlanc helping himself by taking the runner off first base with that very deceptive pickoff move. 1-1 to Pelfrey. Last Padre with 6 pickoffs in a season was Fernando Valenzuela. Sharp ground ball to second. Gobbled up by Eckstein, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no one left. Bottom of the second, it'll be Hundley, Hairston, and DeNorfia for the Padres. You guys and gals be at Petco Park Sunday, June 13th, a couple of weeks ahead, as your Padres play the Mariners, a 105 game, and the first 10,000 kids 14 and younger will receive a Padres batting helmet. It's a handsome, updated, modern style helmet brought to you by Dreyer's Grand Ice Cream. Plus, you kids can run the bases after the game. Get your tickets today at Padres.com. Nick Hundley. Don't touch him. You'll burn your fingers. Continued his hot hitting last night. 3 hits and a walk, 3 for 4. Raising his average to .292.
He hit the ball, swing the bat really good last night. And has been swinging good. moving the ball around, picking his spots when he's looking for the ball in.
Ground ball toward the hole. Reyes, long throw, takes him off the bag, and he's safe. Didn't quite make the tag. Greg Gibson with a good angle to see whether or not that slap tag by Davis would tap the backside of Hundley, and didn't hit it as hard as he's been stroking shots around the yard, but it'll go as another single for Hundley.
He hits it in the hole. Reyes plenty on the throw. You see Davis trying to slap tag. Didn't come close. Gibson got the call right, and even though he didn't hit it as hard, Hundley continues his offensive surge with a base hit.
First base hit for the Padres off Mike Pelfrey. Jerry Hairston had the big blow early last night, the grand slam home run that set the tempo for that explosion of 18 runs, 19 hits for San Diego. 3 home runs all on this homestand. 7 games of the homestand, 3 home runs. Tried to catch third baseman Wright back at his position, but fouls it off. The cold hard blast brought to you by Coors Light, world's most refreshing beer, and here it is.
The sound of that, you knew he got it good.
Padres were trailing 1-0 at the time, second inning, and the 4 runs put them ahead to stay. 18-6 final. 2 strikes the count. Swing and a miss. Pelfrey has his first strikeout.
There's that split-fingered fastball right there. That ball starts this ball in the zone, and look at the movement at the end. The bottom falls out of it. Harrison goes right over the top of it. Pretty good pitch with 2 strikes.
Chris DeNorfia, since being recalled, 13 for 40. That comes out to 325. 3 hits last night. Scored a couple and drove in 3. His best game as a Padre. Runner goes. The throw by Barajas in time. Hundley's slide kind of lost momentum. He kind of died right at the bag, and a quick slap tag and the put out made.
You're right, Dick. With the jump, it looked like he was going to beat that. He got a pretty good jump. Barajas comes out of the chute with a strong throw, and he still puts the tag on him right before he gets to the bag.
So 1-1 now to DeNorfia with the bases empty. Both teams have had a man thrown out on the bases. The Mets at home. And now Hundley erased. That put out on the throw by Tony Gwynn. Saved what could have been potentially a very big early inning for the Mets. 3-1 now to DeNorfia. .40 at bats. He's knocked in 9 runs. On the edge. 95. Picking up velocity is Pelfrey.
It's a good pitch right there. Perfect spot, outside corner.
That one foul off the right side. Might be a play. Davis is over near the box seats and makes the catch. Awkward, but able to stay under it and pull it out of the stand. So DeNorfia fouls out to first. No runs a hit. No one left for San Diego in the second. On to the third. 1-0 Mets. History brought to you by VA Home Loan Centers. For no money down, government insured home loans, call 888-833-9363. So the opponent's record, 25-25 this year. That leaves them only 3 games off first place in the National League East. Behind now, Atlanta has taken first place away from Philadelphia, momentarily at least. And let's see how they're doing tonight. Philadelphia and it is at Atlanta, and the Braves are leading 6-2 in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss at a changeup.
Good change by LeBlanc.
Ray is spinning himself into the ground on that swing.
I think he's looking for a fastball right there. See him get out in front, wave at that.
High with the fastball, 2-2. Reyes hit the ball hard to start the game, but right at the shortstop, Jerry Hairston. He's been a very hot hitter. Pops this one up. Hairston wants it right at the bag. Prior to the first 2 outs of this inning, Reyes 18 for the last 39, a .468 average.
He's usually the guy that makes their offense go, and him starting to heat up. And these other guys, Bay and Davis and Wright, him on base, should get some pitches to hit.
Castillo walked and scored the Mets run in the first inning. As Bay, Davis, and Wright followed with singles, the Mets only able to rack up 1 run when Bay was thrown out at the plate. Getting a little play-by-play from umpire Muchlinski.
Letting us
He's
know.
telling us outside. Let's hear how he calls this one. Yeah, I guess that is. Either you had a bad onion for dinner or that's a strike. Line foul, and that one almost clipped third base umpire Jerry Davis. Oh, 2-2 as Castillo back in.
Castillo sitting on fastball, got it, but hooks it foul.
I love that low angle looking down the third baseline. Really gives you a sense of the movement of the ball. Swung on and pop foul. A changeup had him way out in front, but he's able to spoil it. Well, in terms of the pitching that the Padres are going to face, it doesn't get any easier after Pelfrey 7-1 tonight. Johan Santana with a 3.03 ERA and a 4.2 mark tomorrow afternoon. Swing and a foul tip into Hundley's glove for strike 3. LeBlanc's first strikeout. And then as the Padres go on the road to the city of brotherly love, I wonder how much of that love they're going to get as you see that pitch right on the edge as Roy Halladay, after his perfecto, he's waiting for the Padres on Friday night. That'll be televised, our next telecast at 4 o'clock Friday.
We talked last night about the Padres wishing that they could bottle up some of those runs and take them with them. Now these next 5 or 6 games, you're going to find out if offensively they've gotten better, because you're going to see some of the best in the business.
4 games in Philadelphia over the weekend. Friday night, Saturday night, a Sunday day game, and then again Monday night before going to the Mets for 3 2-night games and a Thursday day. And the Mets, while they've had their troubles on the road, 7-17, next to the fewest wins on the road of any major league team, they have the most wins at home. They're a real Jekyll and Hyde team. They've won 19 times at home. Currently tied with Cincinnati as the best home record. 3-1 to Bay. And he loses him. LeBlanc second walk. First baseman Ike Davis. He followed the walk to Castillo and Bay's single with a line shot to center to load the bases. Then Wright single to center. That drove in Castillo, but Tony Gwynn able to fire a one-hopper to the plate to nail Bay for the out to keep the Mets out of a big inning.
Yeah, Davis wasted no time. His first time up, he hit the first pitch he saw.
It's interesting that LeBlanc, a left-hander, has had much less success against left-handed hitters. Left-handers are hitting .326 often.
Most left-handed hitters, left-handed pitchers don't want to throw that change. Because a left-handed hitter, most left-handed hitters are low ball hitters, and that's usually right where that changeup works into. So normally against left-handers, you throw the breaking ball, you spot the fastball, on the outer half. You see Hundley setting up away.
A little bluff by the runner Bay. Well, he's a big guy, runs well, Bay, and he has 7 stolen bases this year. The Mets as a team are second in the National League with 53. That's only one behind the Padres, 54, leading the National League. Good block by Hundley on that ball in the dirt. It's 1-1. Change up low. Keep our eye on the other National League West games. Arizona's at Dodger Stadium. They're in the third, no score. And Colorado visiting San Francisco, scoreless in the second. Right at Eckstein. Line out. Ends the inning. A man left. Middle of the third. Mets lead it 1-0. And check out the latest offers on a brand new Honda Accord. Last of the third, 1-0 Mets. Gwynn, LeBlanc, and Venable to bat for San Diego. Gwynn has faced Pelfrey twice and has hits both times, 2 for 2. He drags the bunt, but Pelfrey gets to it. Didn't hit it quite hard enough. And Pelfrey able to make the play.
Well, he went for the drag on the fastball and instead got the breaking ball. He just wasn't able to get it out there enough to where he could get it by Pelfrey. And he starts him off with a breaking ball. He just wasn't able to get enough of it to get it by Pelfrey.
LeBlanc, good hitting pitcher, as we have seen, 6 for 14. And in his brief major league career, 10 for 35. That figures to be 286. Takes a good cut there.
286 for a pitcher is totally respectable. We've seen more than not, he just puts the bat on the ball.
He's late on that fastball at 95 and 3 pitches. Pelfrey has his second strikeout. Padres are giving you the freedom to choose with the Padres Pick 6 plan. Each Pick 6 plan includes the 6 games of your choosing, as well as your choice of 2 free hot dog and soft drink vouchers or a ticket to the MLB Fan Fest up in Anaheim. Call 619-795-5555 for your Padres Pick 6 plan. It's a good way to go. Look at the schedule. Find the dates that fit your taste and the seats that you like and the opponents you want to see.
Yeah.
Venable, first ball hunting, pops it up around home plate, and the catcher Barajas takes care of it in a very quick 1-2-3 inning worked by Mike Pelfrey. After 3 at Petco, 1-0 Mets. Men from UCSD, the Tritons, the #1 seed in the NCAA Division II tournament. They finished runner-up to Southern Indiana for the national title, lost 6-4 in the championship game. No, they were disappointed coming home. They were heavy favorites all year long, ranked as the best Division II team in the nation. They don't seem unhappy tonight, do they?
Well, it's got to be different for them sitting and watching a game instead of playing one. Padres have taken care of them. They had a great year this year. Congratulations.
Dan O'Brien, the coach. That ball clipping off the mound, and Eckstein tripped as that ball took a funny hop, and I would presume that'll be scored a base hit. It is a hit for David Wright, so he's 2 for 2, continuing his hot hitting.
Line drive hits the mound. I don't know if it hits the mound. See, David tripped as he tried to go get in position to hit that ball, to get that ball. Looked like it hit the mound, and then David tripped, and it goes off his glove.
Wright is 4 for 5 in the 2 games of this series. Leadoff man on for Angel Pagan. Center fielder flied to center field his first trip. He's been on a tear, 417. Fifth hit for the Mets, all singles.
David Wright is one of those guys that will run. 9 stolen bases, only been caught 4 times. He's a guy that likes to lull you to sleep. He get over there, take a short lead, pretend like he's not going anywhere.
That ball hit high in the air, pulled into the left field corner. Denorfia watches it settle into the seats. Wright is one of the stars on this Mets roster, very popular in New York, which brings into the conversation Carlos Beltran. The fact that he is yet to swing a bat for the Mets, and he's, their superstar, had surgery in January without consulting the Mets. They were surprised to hear that he'd gone on his own to have a knee cleaned up, arthritic knee. They were hoping he'd be back in May. Now it's moved up to June.
Well, there was some talk that he might go out on a rehab assignment here in a week or so.
Strike 1-2. Couldn't help but notice in the stories about Beltran, he will earn this year and next year a total of $37 million. That's the total budget for the year for the entire San Diego team. Little disparity here in baseball.
And he's not even playing.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Changeup gets Pagan. Second strikeout. LeBlanc.
Really good changeup. Downward sink to it. Pagan out in front of that.
Brings up Rod Barajas for the second time. He fouled out soft pop fly near the dugout that Hundley made a good play on back in the second. LeBlanc with a variety of moves. The good one is the one that comes off that little short knee kick. He disguises so well, tough to read which way he's going to go. There he goes. Throw by Hundley. Not in time. Wright's head first slide gets him in under the tag of Eckstein.
Well, you just figured he was going to go. Unable to get him to second base. Got a pretty good jump. And again, Nick Hundley comes out of the chute with a strong throw. Just a fraction late on the tag. And unlike Hundley himself, when Wright went into his slide, the momentum didn't stop. He kept going right to the bag and through the bag.
And you really need to slide through the bag, not to the bag. That's right. That was exactly the difference in those two attempts. So Wright has his 10th steal in position with one out for Barajas and Francoeur to pick him up. Fly ball center field. Gwynn coming in. Eckstein going out. Not hit very high nor very solidly by Barajas, and it's Francoeur stepping in. He singled through the hole on the left side in the second.
Nice pitch there by LeBlanc. Threw him a changeup. Just like Pagan, the hitter before. Got him out in front.
We're going to walk Francoeur, not take any chances, and go after Pelfrey, the pitcher. Third walk from LeBlanc. Pelfrey, the first time up, hit the ball right on the nose. Grounded out to second.
I was thinking the exact same thing. And Francoeur hit a breaking ball for a base hit to left field, but when you're in that 8-hole, you're not going to take a chance. You face the pitcher every time. Even if the pitchers hit the ball hard, like Pelfrey did his last at bat, you'll take your shot. Guy hitting 190.
When you were with the Padres, who was the best hitting pitcher on the Padre roster?
In '84, Tim Lawler was about, he could swing the bat. Not only swing the bat, but hit the ball with power. He had a feel. He could move the ball around. He was one of the very best that I played with.
First pitch upstairs, changeup. Pelfrey in his career, batting 125 with 6 runs batted in. Big strike zone, this 6'7" native of Wichita. Two outs, 2 on. Top of the 4th for the Mets, leading 1-0 here at Petco. Thus far, a very successful homestand for the Padres, 5-2, taking the series against St. Louis and Washington, and the first jump on the Mets last night.
Blanc, I think, remembers that fastball that Pelfrey hit to second base. It's done him a changeup and a breaking ball.
Swing and a miss at another changeup.
Pretty good movement on the change.
Swing and a miss, and he fires the fastball, blows it right by Pelfrey. The inning over, no runs, a hit, 2 more left by the Mets. 1-0 New York. Our high definition telecast brought to you by Irving Hughes. Life is a lease. Negotiate well. Dick Enberg, Tony Gwynn. We go to the last of the 4th inning here at Petco Park with the Mets in front 1-0. Only an infield hit off Mike Pelfrey. Certainly pitching up to his billing, a 7-1 record. Eckstein takes it high, ball 1. Gonzalez and then Headley in the home half of the 4th inning. It's nice, easy motion, isn't it?
And he's been pretty much under control tonight. Located the fastball and thrown a couple of split fingers. Like a little slider right there.
David has been a model of consistency throughout his highly successful long career. 2-2. Entering tonight hitting .285. And that's just about his lifetime batting average. .282. Chop to second. Nice big bounder. Castillo takes care of Eckstein. 1 away. Gonzalez walked his first at bat. He and Nick Hundley. Hundley with an infield hit, the only base runners so far. allowed by Pelfrey, who's now thrown 40 pitches. Pelfrey, a year ago, kind of lost his confidence. Off season, he saw Harvey Dorfman, a sports psychologist, which has helped. But what really has made him the pitcher he is today is that split finger. Fouled into the glove of Barajas.
Pelfrey was always a guy that, he had the good fastball in the middle 90s, but had a little trouble commanding a breaking ball in the zone, the off speed, the changeup in the zone. Consequently, he had to throw more fastballs, and guys just realized he couldn't throw anything else for a strike.
There was a game, I think, in San Francisco a year or so ago where he kept wandering around the mound, just didn't want to get up and throw, and he balked 3 times in one game. His mind wasn't there. There's that change, and it floats over the outside corner. 1-2. 20 miles slower than his fastball.
Well, again, when you can throw that breaking ball for a strike, and now the split finger is a pitch that's kind of in between the curveball and the fastball.
Check swing. He went around, said plate umpire Muchlinski. Third strikeout now for Pelfrey, and there's 2 quick outs here in the 4th.
Let's take a look at how he pitched to Adrian this time. Last time, 4 straight balls. Challenged him with a fastball. There's a fastball up in the zone. There's the slow curveball. And now the split fingered fastball. Adrian not able to check his swing.
Threw him 1 strike of those 4 pitches. Headley grounded to short his first time up. Team leader in hits and runs scored. Change up, and that's that split finger. It serves the same as a change.
Yeah, that's his changeup. That's exactly right.
Quickly ahead on the count. 2 strikes to Headley. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Overpowered Headley with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 4 strikeouts. Another wooden 2-3 inning for Pelfrey. 1-0 Mets. The mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. You need more space for a new guest? Well, visit murraylampert.com. See how easy and affordable a room addition or a second story can be. Top of the 5th inning and top of the order. Jose Reyes. He's grounded hard to short and popped to short. One ball and 1 strike. Yeah, we look back. At the start of May 1, the Padres were in first place. The record was 15-8. They led San Francisco by 1.5. That's in for a strike. So tonight we open the month of June, and the Padres 16-14 in May now have a 2-game lead atop the West ahead of the Dodgers. I mean, and the Dodgers just were blistering all May, and they get Ethier back yesterday. Ground ball, Hairston. Oh, that's off the glove of Gonzalez, and the Padres, who have made so few errors this year, and Hairston charged with a throwing mistake, and the dangerous leadoff man with outstanding speed is aboard.
This is one of those plays who jams Reyes, and Hairston has the chance to make a stronger throw. And usually Adrian bails him out by picking that ball, and this is one that kind of came up on him a little bit and unable to come up with that. So now Reyes is on, and he is a definite threat.
12 steals to lead the Mets. Castillo walked and scored and struck out. New York Metropolitans. A little extra dance by Reyes as he took his lead. Caught the eye of LeBlanc. Was picked off his 6th man tonight of the season. Ooh, that was close.
Reyes is a guy that's led the league 3 years in a row stealing bases, so this is nothing new for him.
Denied just once, as you can see.
It looks like LeBlanc's giving him every move he's got. The step-off move, the quick move, the straight step-over move.
There he goes. Hundley's throw. In time! For only the second time all year, Reyes is nailed trying to steal. Even though that tag was up around the waist, Hundley hustled it to the bag. That's the second man retired on the bases for the Mets tonight.
Well, it sure looked like Reyes got a pretty good jump. He goes up, and Hundley again a perfect throw right on the bag. Able to get that hand before it got in there.
I'm not sure about that one. Luis Castillo, let's see it again. Yeah, it's a bang play. Hairston with the tag, so making amends for the errant throw. Count now 3-0 on Castillo. Just joining us, Castillo in the first inning with 1 out walk. Then 3 singles followed. Bay, Davis, and Wright. Mets managed only 1 run. And another walk to Castillo. That's the 4th given up by LeBlanc tonight. And brings up Jason Bay. He has a walk and a single. Hundley out to visit with his left-hander. The Mets had gone 8 games without an error until committing one last night. Davis a throwing error, the first baseman. And the Padres coming into tonight, they had gone 8 games without an error. Strike to Bay.
We talked a little bit about in the first inning, Castillo not really running all that well. This is a guy who's normally a threat to steal a bag. He just doesn't look like he's running very well.
2 strikes to Jason Bay. out of play. The other two games in the National League West, Colorado at San Francisco, scoreless in the fourth, and Arizona at Dodger Stadium, scoreless in the fourth. Outside target given by Hundley. LeBlanc goes over to first. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup.
That was a very good changeup. Gave him a good arm action. Jason Bay fouled off a couple of fastballs, and he comes back with this changeup, and see Jason Bay way out in front.
Two away. Castillo at first base here in the fifth, and Ike Davis, he's hit the ball on the button twice. A line single to center and a line out to Eckstein at second. David, a couple of steps on the outfield grass at second base. Up high with a changeup. Modest shift on for Davis with Headley almost over into the shortstop position. Hairston 10 feet to the shortstop side of the bag. Big hole there from Headley to the line. Ball three.
Especially against Davis. Davis is, like you said, Dick hit the ball on the button both times. And really doesn't want to leave anything out over the plate to him.
But David Wright is on deck. There's a strike. Wright, who is 2 for 2 tonight with the RBI single. And 4 for 5. There's Wright in the series. High fly ball. Right field. Venable gives some ground and then takes it back for the out. No runs, no hits, an error, and a man left. Halfway mark in this one. Agent. Call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com because ready feels good. And on this date, 35 years ago, it's my privilege to call Nolan Ryan's fourth no-hit, no-run game against the Orioles, 1-0. Called the first couple as well. This one at Kansas City was in May of 1973. His second that same year. That's Norm Cash of the Tigers as he no-hit the Tigers in July. And picked up number 3 and then number 4. Nolan Ryan then went on to what finally is 7 and 12 one-hitters. You had a chance to ever face him in the All-Star game?
I faced him a lot when he was with the Astros.
Oh, that's right. Nick Hundley has the only Padre hit tonight, an infield hit to deep short. Pelfrey has retired 8 men in a row since.
Yeah, we were one of those 12 one-hitters. He pitched a one-hitter against us at Qualcomm. Terry Kennedy got the only base hit against him, and he was not fun to face.
2-1 to Hundley. One of those one-hitters, if my memory is serving me correctly, is at Anaheim Stadium, I believe against Baltimore. 2 outs in the 9th inning, a no-hitter. And he jams, I can't remember the hitter, jams him totally. And the ball is just a soft fly ball that's going to land on second base. Rudy Maioli and Dave Chalk were the double play combination. Each looked at the other. Neither moved. The ball lands on second base for the only hit of the game.
Wow.
Talk about heartbreaking. 2-2 now to Hundley. Padres a quiet night compared to last evening. Out of play. It's Mike Pelfrey just overpowering this batting order that produced 18 runs and 19 hits last night.
Here to me is where the game has evolved, because last night the fastballs were 88 to 90. Tonight Pelfrey's turning it up a little bit to 95. He's mixing in a split finger.
2-2. Line drive, base hit. Well, despite the fact Pelfrey has had no trouble throughout the lineup, he can't get Hundley out as that theme continues. Hundley 2 for 2. Let's go back to that second no-hitter in Detroit. One of the most unusual things. 6th inning, Norm Cash, a former American League batting champion, came up to the plate. Ryan, look at what he has in his hands. He had taken a table leg off a table in the clubhouse. He was up. Look at the umpire breaking up. He was up there already a 1-strike count before the umpire noticed he didn't have a bat. And we were all wondering what was going on there. And they sent Cash to the dugout. We thought maybe he'd been thrown out of the game for saying something, but he returned. Here is Hairston. He pops this one up. Catcher Barajas coming back and has room for the out. And so what happened, the umpire said, this is not a legal piece of equipment. Go in and get a bat. So Cash says, why? I can't hit him anyway. What difference does it make? And that was true. That was an aging Tiger team, and Ryan had something like 16 strikeouts after 7 innings. It was the most powerful pitching performance I've ever seen. I mean, you could hear him grinding. You could almost hear the ball singing. He had that kind of 100-mile-an-hour stuff. Denorfia fouled to first, his first time up. 1-0 Mets. Leadoff man Hundley on. See if San Diego can move him around. Strike. There's that split finger. Edward Mujica getting loose as we work our way down toward the pitcher's spot in this inning. 3 away. Strike 2.
That's a good fastball by Pelfrey after throwing that split finger.
Boy, his location has been terrific.
It really has. He's worked both halves of the plate. That time comes in on Denorfia with a fastball tailing, and it brought the inside part of the plate.
Just missed. Boy, it has to be tough for hitters to read his arm action. It's just so fluid. Look at 95 miles comes out of this without an effort. It is why. A ball and 2 strikes.
Split. You can see he's got a lot of confidence in that pitch.
Who's the first pitcher you saw that came up with that split finger?
Well, he had to be on the Giants, whoever it was. Scotty Garrelts is the guy I think about because I just couldn't hit it. It looked like a fastball.
They got him picked off. Hundley leaning too far, and perfect throw by Pelfrey right on the bag for the tag. So that's 2 times that Hundley's been thrown out on the bases.
He got him. Only getting what they call happy feet. Pelfrey read it and was able to pick him off.
Thrown out at second, trying to steal after his infield hit in the second. And Norfia bounces one to second. Castillo across to first, and the Padres are gone in the 5th inning. They get a hit, no one left after 5. Mets 1, San Diego nothing. Are honored to support United States Armed Forces for their remarkable service. Military personnel receive special Padres military appreciation pricing, including $6 off any available ticket, regularly priced $14 or more, or 50% off on Sundays for military personnel in uniform. Visit Padres.com for more details. Always great to see our men and women in uniform here at Petco. Wade LeBlanc goes to the 6th inning. Mets leading 1-0 on a 1st inning run. And Wright hits this one deep to left field. Denorfia going back, and Wright will touch them all. Can we get Wright out? Goodness, he's 3 for 3 tonight, 2 for 3 last night, and that is his 9th home run of the year.
It looked like Wright got a breaking ball. He stayed on it nicely. He can reach for that ball a little bit, but put a good swing on it.
2 for 3 last night with a walk, scored a run. He's 3 for 3 tonight. Knocked in both runs with a single, and now his 9th home run of the year. So 2-0 New York. The way Pelfrey's pitching, 2 runs seem more like 5. Pagan, 1-1. He's flied out and struck out.
That last breaking ball to Wright wasn't that bad. It was down in the zone. And just a good piece of hitting by Wright.
2-1. Bounce the changeup. LeBlanc due to hit second in the bottom half of the inning. So Ryan Webb takes place of Mujica as he loosens up. Changeup dipping just out of the strike zone. 3-1. Hundley calls time and goes out to talk with LeBlanc. Well, tomorrow afternoon, no television, so we invite you to listen to Ted, Andy, and Jerry on Radio 1090. 3:35 game. Clayton Richard will go for the Padres. Johan Santana 4-2 for the Mets. That wraps up our 9-game homestand. Our next telecast on Friday night from Philadelphia at 4 o'clock. Latos against Halladay. Pop-up might be a play. Gonzalez over to the box seat railing, and he's got it. Brings up Barajas. He's fouled the catcher and popped to second.
If you ask Wade tonight, he hadn't had the best location with the fastball. He hadn't been able to consistently throw that for a strike tonight. Tony Jr. made a great throw in the first inning that saved him a run. And Mets have had opportunities tonight, but they've done a good enough job. 2-0. They're still in this ball game.
92nd pitch of the night coming up. Giants have scored in the 5th. They lead Colorado 1-0. Arizona and the Dodgers still scoreless in the 5th. David Wright has been punishing southpaw pitching. Fly ball left field, falling in a hurry, and Denorfia has to play it on a hop. Not well hit, but Barajas able to serve it into left for a single. And that brings up Jeff Francoeur. Wright is hitting .419 this year against left-handed pitching. 3 for 3 tonight.
Again, the last pitch to Barajas, changeup, had him out in front, but it was elevated. Easy for him to get his bat to it and flip it into left field for a base hit.
Bud Black out to the mound, and we're going to have a pitching change for San Diego. And it's brought to you by the Mark Condos, luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300,000s. Go to themarksandiego.com. The big right-hander Ryan Webb comes in for San Diego. Enjoy a wonderful evening. Happy hour, 7 days a week. Ryan Webb. He worked an inning last night. Hitless inning, did walk a man. There's his numbers for the year. Fine ERA. Jeff Francoeur, single and a walk. Batting in the 8th spot of the order. And he lines this one down the right field line. Foul. enters the game with Barajas at first base, and the Mets with a run in on the home run by David Wright. 2-0 New York.
Freecourt took that first fastball. It looked like he tried to go to right field with it. Webb comes back with a good slider.
Two-strike count. Slider down in the dirt. Word on some of the Padres on the DL. Kyle Blanks is at Lake Elsinore in a designated hitter role tonight. So he's getting a chance to swing the bat. Scott Hairston's playing at Lake Elsinore in the outfield. Third game of rehab. And Tim Stauffer is expected to pitch for Portland tomorrow night. Get a couple of innings in. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Francoeur goes down. That brings up the pitcher, Mike Pelfrey. Here it is that Blanks went 0 for 2, struck out both times as he gets some of the rust off. Against LeBlanc, Pelfrey hit a sharp ground ball to second and struck out. Well, nice movement on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
I've been impressed with Webb since he's come, up. He's been able to throw 3 good pitches: the slider, the fastball. So he can sink that thing. He can put a little run on it, put a little cut on it. Got good numbers. 1-1 with a 1.38.
Another good fastball at 94. Came to the Padres from the Oakland A's, remember, last July in the trade that sent Scott Hairston up to the east side of the bay. Padres got Sean Gallagher, Ryan Webb, and Craig Italiano, another right-hander, fouled at the plate. Italiano looked good in spring training.
And that's another one of those deals where they got some good young pitching coming their way. Webb's in the big leagues. Gallagher's in the big leagues. Other guys are coming. You can say the same thing for the PV and the PV deal. You got some good arms coming this way. And again, I love talking about their bullpen, but the Gab part of it gets the most attention. But you know what? All these guys have done a really good job. Webb's one of those guys.
1-2. The pitcher Pelfrey way up and in. Hundley able to just block that one. And there's speculation if the Padres continue to be contenders here in the National League West as we get into July, at the end of the trading period at the end of July, pitching rich, maybe somebody would offer up a power hitter. Chopped out in front of the plate, foul. Package up a deal that might be attractive to some of those teams that are pitching poor. Boy, Arizona could sure use a relief pitcher. They're desperate.
Arizona picked up Dontrell Willis today from Detroit. And you talk about how important pitching is. It's so important. You take a flyer on a guy that has struggled.
Another ball smothered foul. Well, Arizona's lost their last 8 in a row to fall 11.5 games out. Currently tied, scoreless tie. They're batting in the top of the 6th at Los Angeles Dodger Stadium. And Pelfrey continues to foul them off. 2-2. Here it comes again. And this one tapped by the mound. Tough play for Headley. And he just does get him as Pelfrey saw he had a chance at a base hit. He was running as hard as he could up the line. But a home run by Wright, and it's now 2-0 Mets. National League leaderboard is brought to you by Los Primos Mexican Food. 18 Southern California locations, home of that monster burrito. Lowest percentage of swings that miss this season. In other words, calculating balls that are not only hit in fair play, but foul balls. And Luis Castillo and David Eckstein right there at the top of the list. That's only 12 misses in 225 at-bats.
That's pretty good numbers right there. 3 of those guys in this game today. There's one of them.
Let's see if Tony Gwynn can get that barrel into the bat on one of Pelfrey's delivery and get something going here in the 6th inning. The only 2 hits off Pelfrey by catcher Nick Hundley. Gwynn, and it looks like Zawadzki's trying to pinch hit for Webb, and then top of the order, Will Venable. As he goes to work here in the bottom of the 6th, only his 60th pitch.
I think back in the 3rd inning, he had a 5-pitch inning. Anthony bunted for an out. LeBronc struck out on 3 pitches, and Venable popped up. So man had to work real hard tonight.
1-1.
Anthony comes up to the plate. Boy, the corners shorten up. The infielders take a half a step in. Trying to take the bunt away. Trying to take any kind of infield knock. There's a split finger again.
2-1. A couple of split fingers out of the strike zone, and Gwynn wouldn't chase. Only 1 walk in the game offered by Pelfrey. 3-1. The old thing you hear cried out from the dugout, every level of baseball, walk is as good as a hit here. And it is. Gwynn is on.
Good at bat, not too aggressive. Making Pelfrey throw strikes, and he walks him, and Anthony's the type of guy you want leading off an inning.
Now let's go to our comparison brought to you by the San Diego County Toyota dealers. Most walks allowed in the majors this year, the Mets. Look at Minnesota, only 111 walks. 229 figures out almost 4.5 per game. The Padres are 24th. Oh, Minnesota, they're just throwing nothing but strikes over there in the Twin Cities.
On the other end of the spectrum, the Mets, you know, anytime guys can get on base, and we saw this a little bit last night, without having to swing the bat to get on. We saw a walk. We saw 2 walks with the bases loaded. Padres walked 8 times last night.
Zawadzki 4 for 16. Those 4 hits have come in critical spots. And he also picked up his first major league RBI last night. Gwynn with a good lead. 8 steals on the season. This homestand, not many opportunities to steal. Of course, last time when you get the big lead, you're not going to steal. You've run into some good catchers as well. 2-1 to Zawadzki. So the very presence of Gwynn over there at first, you know, means that Zawadzki might get himself a fastball.
That's exactly right. Pelfrey has fallen behind the camp now all night long. When he's gotten to this point, this is where he likes to throw that split finger.
Pelfrey has picked off Hundley, just as LeBlanc early in the game picked off Francoeur. Well out of play, had a good swing on it. That's got a run in the first on a walk and 3 singles. Wright driving it in, and then Wright with his 9th home run of the year in top half of this inning, and that's all the scoring. Padres haven't gotten a man to second base all night.
Good throw the first there by Pelfrey. On the way up.
Be close.
Barely able to get back.
2-2 to Zawatsky. Just does get a piece of that 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
No question, Zawatsky's got more power from the left side. But all his hits this year have come from the right side. 4 for 7 right-handed, 0 for 9 left-handed.
He got the first hit in Petco Park history. The team played what?
University
of Houston. No? And he had one off the auxiliary scoreboard. First tense moment here with the leadoff man Gwynn on. 2-2 to Zawatsky. That ball fouled.
That last pitch was this split finger pitch, or was that a slider? It acted like a backdoor slider. Zawatsky stayed on it, fouled it off.
No one out. 2-0 Mets. Gwynn at first with a walk.
Slap tag by Davis. Not in time.
Well, it's quite a pitching matchup tomorrow for you fans. Should be a great weather day. 3:35 start. Clayton Richard goes against Johan Santana of the Mets. Wrap up this 9-game homestand. Another 2-2 pitch. Foul, just got a little piece of it. Zawatsky grabbing the ball, throwing it away. I don't want that thing to pop up and get in the glove of the catcher. Look at this. Get it out of here. It almost got me.
It's in case the umpire didn't know if he had anything. Throw it out. Pelfrey went up in the zone with a fastball tailing away. Zawatsky a little bit late.
Still 2-2. He's got a good move. Keeping his eye on Gwynn as well as the pinch hitter Zawatsky. And Zawatsky works the count full.
Zawatsky only 3 punch outs in 16 at bats, so
maybe a little run and hit.
Run and hit. Only swinging at strikes.
No. And chopped by the mound. Tough play for Wright. And he's able to make it. Boy, that's a big league play by Wright. Bare hand and throw to get Zawatsky flying up the line.
It's probably the only way he's going to be able to get the out on that play is to come in with the bare hand. It'll take a little bit too much time to try to field that ball with his glove hand. He's coming in on a dead sprint, bare hands that ball and throws Zawatsky out by half a step. Luckily, it bounced up high enough for him to get a hold of it.
Had that stayed down, yeah, that would have been really tough. But he makes a top-notch play. For the first time tonight, the Padres have a runner in scoring position. Dan Wortham, the pitching coach, out to talk with Pelfrey. All the body language positive from the pitcher that he's fine. Plate umpire Muchlinski trying to hurry it along. No one throwing in the Mets bullpen.
That was a nice at bat by Zawaski. 9-pitch at bat. Only a great play by David Wright. Saves the Mets from having Zawaski get an infield knock at the first real scoring opportunity for the Padres tonight.
Luke Gregerson has joined Edward Mojica in the bullpen for San Diego. One of those will be the pitcher in the top of the 7th. Will Venable popped up twice. Outside the call. Ball 1. There's that split finger. Boy, it has to be so tough for a hitter to have the discipline not to go after it.
Well, it also comes into play when you throw it. You know, when you're 1-0, you're behind in the count. You figure Will Venable, young hitter, looking to be aggressive, probably looking for the fastball. He throws him the split. He's way out in front.
2-1.
And then you plant the seed with the split finger, and now you can come back with pretty much whatever you want. Fastball, curveball. He's already swung at the bad one. And when you swing at a pitch like that, you can't help but wonder, you know, is he going to throw it again? And that makes that fastball even better.
Strike on the outside corner, 2-2. It's the first time tonight that Mike Pelfrey has labored a bit. Walked Gwynn to start it. Zawaski made him throw 9 pitches before he tapped out. An excellent play by Wright at third. Now 2-2 to Venable.
That last pitch by Pelfrey. Perfect location on the outside corner.
Fouled away. We haven't seen Will Venable much all season long go to the opposite field. He's pulling everything. I wonder if with his number of strikeouts and leading the club 57, that now and then take a shot to left.
Take a shot. Yeah, I totally agree. When you saw 2-1, maybe you're looking for that fastball, but he was looking for it in, and it's on the outer half. And I know you have power. Good bet Barajas is going to set up away.
There's the split finger again, 2-2.
That's really the first one tonight that he's kind of elevated. He kind of hung that one a little bit. Will was able to take a pretty good swing at this. Split finger, you want that thing to be knee down. And that one was more like thigh high. And that was a ball that Venable could take a pretty good swing at.
2-2. Comes again. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the split finger gets Venable. Strikeout number 5 for Mike Pelfrey.
Again, in the middle of the plate. And you see, there's that grip. The middle finger is on the seam. And the other index finger is off.
Now David Eckstein with 2 outs and Gwynn at second. David has hit 2 balls to the second baseman Castillo for outs. 2 ground balls. There's a strike. How is that? What is the grip on that?
You know, most guys, when they throw their fastball, you get the fastball on the seams. And with this grip, the pressure's on the middle finger, and he's got his index finger off the other seam. So now he's getting a little bit of action on it where it starts in the zone and you get a little fall on it.
There's a ground ball inside the bag at first. Eckstein knocks it in the corner. Here comes Gwynn to score. Eckstein to second, and it's 2-1. 14th RBI of the season for the Padres second baseman as he punches that ball between first baseman Davis and the bag for a double. That 14 total leads the Padres.
There's not too much you can do about that. Good fastball away. Eckstein goes the other way. See him back that ball up, hits it just inside the bag. Ike Davis, no shot at getting to it. When he hits it so hard, Frank Cooler has to get all the way into the corner to cut that thing off.
So the tying run with 2 outs at second in the form of Eckstein, and Gonzalez a chance to tie it up. Low, ball 1. And the appeal, he did not go. Yeah, the Padres finally here in the 6th with a lot of patient hitting, a lot of foul balls. Tough at bats, making Pelfrey work, and Eckstein gets something he can handle and doubles to the opposite field. Ground ball up the middle, but right to Pelfrey. A split finger gets Gonzalez to bounce to the mound. So a run on just 1 hit and a man left after 6. 2-1 New York. Like a fortune, but they're just $5 in price. So many favorites for you, like Blazing Buffalo Chicken, $5 all day, every day. Subway, eat fresh. After 6 innings, Edward Mujica comes in, the third pitcher used tonight by Buddy Black. The total's 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 7 left for the Mets. The Padres now with 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 stranded. Mujica will face the top of the New York order, Reyes, Castillo, and Bay, here in the 7th. Webb out of the pen, 2/3 of an inning in relief of Wade LeBlanc. Did not allow a hit and a strikeout for him. Reyes, he's hit the ball to the shortstop all 3 times tonight. A hard out, a pop fly to Hairston, and safe on Hairston's error, throwing error. Pulled to first. Gonzalez gloves it. Easy out at first. Well, they keep the speedy Reyes off the bases, and Luis Castillo comes up. He has walked twice and struck out. Scored a run in the first after he walked. Came around on David Wright's single, and Wright with a home run has accounted for both Mets scores. Turns it around, hitting left-handed for the first time. .236 average from the left side. One and one. 21st appearance for Mujica. Allowed 17 hits in 24 innings. A 198 batting average.
Well, I think you could pretty much go through almost everybody in that Padre bullpen. Those numbers are going to be pretty good. And the depth of their bullpen, I think, is a big reason why they're sitting here in first place right now.
$17,393 on this Tuesday night. First night after a long holiday weekend. 2-2 pitch. Punch to the left side. Headley spins and fires low. Whoa! Safe. Well, Castillo limping after he hit the bag, but boy, he was really gunning it up the line. That ball hit hard enough. You thought that Headley would throw him out. What a play by Gonzalez to pick it.
Castillo, I knew he could run. And he smelled this hit. I mean, Headley did all he could do. Spins. Oh.
He's out.
And Castillo was running. Still got a limp, but.
It's a tough call for the umpire because they're accustomed to watching the foot of the runner and listening for the sound of the ball and glove. But on that short hop, you don't hear the sound quite the same way.
That's exactly right.
And so Castillo credited with an infield hit, almost picked off there by Mujica. It's amazing how fast he ran until he got the hit, and then he looked like a broken down old car coming back to first base.
I've seen that limp before. You've had knee problems. It almost hurts more to stop than it does to start.
Once you get it going, it feels okay.
Yeah.
And then when you put the brakes on, it hurts. Huh? There's a strike to Jason Bay, who has a single, a walk, and a strikeout tonight. Eight hits now for the Mets. And a fastball on the outside corner. Cleanup hitter Ike Davis, the first baseman, on deck. And then David Wright down in the hole. Wright 3 for 3. Swing and a miss. Mujica's developed that split finger as well. That might have been it.
That was a good pitch right there. Just like Pelfrey, that thing starts in the middle of the plate and the bottom falls out of it. Bay goes right over the top.
Now 2 outs to the left-handed hitting Davis. Lined a single to center. Lined an out to second and flied to right. Breaking ball. Curveball in for a strike. Davis, an all Pac-10 Sun Devil. Strike. Arizona State, the #1 seed this year, #1 in the nation. The Sun Devils will host their region, and the University of San Diego will be playing there University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and University of Hawaii, the other teams. Play begins tomorrow. The 0-2 pitch. Up high, and he did not go.
In case you're wondering at home, yes, he meant to go up the ladder.
Our partner Bud Grant would have him called out on
Oh,
that.
yeah. He said if he'd have hit it, it'd been a double.
That one is hit deep, high. Gwynn back to the wall, and that one is gone. Number 6 for Ike Davis. A 2-run shot over the center field fence, and it's 4-1 New York. And that has been the one Achilles of Edward Mujica. He hasn't allowed many hits, but 7 of them have been home runs. A 1-2 pitch, and Davis hit that one about the same spot where Chase Headley scored with a homer last night.
And I really think he was up in the zone, and he just drove that ball out of the park.
David Wright, Padres in 2 games have gotten him out once. He's 5 for 6 and a walk, and he's knocked in 2 runs, as did Davis just with that one swing a moment ago. Singled in a run in the first and homered over the left field fence in the 6th. He really gets himself coiled, doesn't he, on that pitch?
He does. He's a guy that normally, when he's swinging good, the power is to right center field. You saw the home run that he hit off LeBlanc. It was a breaking ball, but Davis. Take a look at this home run. Look where this ball is. This up in the zone. He just gets good extension.
Swing and a miss. Well, that close call at first base. Infield hit awarded to Castillo. And sets up the 2-run homer. 1-2 pitch by Davis. Two and 2 to Wright. Finally swings and misses, strike 3. A couple of strikeouts for Mujica, but 2 more Mets runs in the 7th on 2 hits, and it's 4-1. The ball game here at Petco, and you can stretch your dollar at your San Diego Hyundai dealers. Get more MPG, more value, and double the warranty online. San Diego Hyundai Dealers.com. Well, a solo blast by David Wright in the 6th, and a 2-run shot to center off the bat of Ike Davis, and Mike Pelfrey staked to a 4-1 lead. Chase Headley, Nick Hundley, and Jerry Hairston to bat for the Padres in the home half of the 7th. Pelfrey sends a off-speed pitch just out of the strike zone. His 85th delivery tonight. Headley is grounded to short and struck out. 1-1. Only 3 hits off Pelfrey, a couple of singles by Hundley, and Eckstein's RBI double.
Pelfrey got some insurance last half inning, and now instead of a 1-run game, it's a 3-run game.
He goes after his 8th win of the year and 9 decisions. That ball pulled to the right side sharply, but closing the hole. Castillo, 1 away. And it's likely that the Padres, no, they probably won't see Pelfrey in New York. He'll probably work Sunday or Monday. But they surely will see Santana
again. Yep.
Well, here's Nick Hundley. All he has done, he's 9 for the last 11. 2 for 2 tonight. Raising his average up to 306. So he is the top Padre hitter, and he's made a huge move. He was down under 250 before this homestand started. He's just ripping it up.
And he's done it moving the ball around, and that's what you need to do. Got a base hit to right field tonight, right center field.
Ground ball sharply, but Wright gobbles it up. And 2 ground ball outs to start the 7th inning. Jerry Hairston has struck out and fouled out. Pelfrey seems to have plenty of stuff, and only 90 on the pitch count.
Well, he hadn't really had to labor. He had 1 inning where Anthony Jr. was in scoring position. Eckstein doubled him in, and that's pretty much it. He made a good pitch to Adrian Gonzalez, got a ground ball comebacker. Mets have added to the lead, and now he can get right back in the rhythm. Mixing his pitches up like he's done all night long.
Padres starting tonight with the best record in the National League, 31-20. Finding a tough right-hander out there with whom to deal. Pelfrey didn't like the feel of that baseball. So if the Padre hitters finally got it going, would that be bats in the Pelfrey? Or maybe not.
I don't know, but we talked about it before. You're probably going to see better pitching tonight.
Out of play. So it figured, didn't it,
yeah.
After all those runs last night?
Yeah, of course. 18 runs, 19 hits. I think 11 guys had hits. Guys driving in runs. It seemed like everybody was a part of the party. And you knew the pitching was going to toughen up tonight and toughen up tomorrow. And thus far, Pelfrey has been tremendous.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1-2-3. The story for the Padres in the 7th. And we go on to the 8th inning. New York 4, San Diego 1. To you by Fan Diego, your energy savings expert. For locations, visit fandiego.com. For ceiling fans, go to Fan Diego. Mojica stays in the game after giving up the 2-run home run to Ike Davis in the 7th. Angel Pagan trying to bunt his way aboard. He is fly to center, struck out, and fouled to first. So his average starting tonight at 302 dips down to 297. Pulled, foul. Well, the Padres wrap up this 9-game stand. 3 against St. Louis. They're 2-1. 2-1 against Washington. Win the opener against the Mets last night impressively. And then on the road, 4 at Philly and 3 against the Mets. Fly ball hit well to right field, but Venable has room. Grabs the first out. Brings up Rod Barajas. He's 1 for 3. When the Padres come home, be against the American League. Back to the interleague games. Seattle for 3. A weekend series, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Toronto for 3. Still leading the majors in home runs. Toronto, they're swinging some big bats, and then an off day before Baltimore for 3. So another 9-game homestand. Make your ticket plans now. Get the best available. So Matt Latos, he'll be challenged on Friday night as he goes head-to-head against Roy Halladay, the man with the perfect game. Latos is 5-3 now. 2-0. That'll be really exciting for this young guy to be in the Philadelphia ballpark. You know that's going to be a total sellout. They'll be hanging from the rafters.
I think it'll be good for this team to go on the road. You're going to 2 places where historically, well, one place historically you haven't had a whole lot of success here lately in Philly. Going to Citi Field after that to play the Mets, they've been able to handle them. But just to be in that environment, and Philly probably won't be friendly. The Phillies have been struggling here, and so fans are sure going to not show them that brotherly love. It's going to be a tough environment for them to continue to try to play winning baseball.
That's right. Yeah, they only got 3 runs tonight at Atlanta. They lost to Atlanta, so they've lost their lead atop the National League East. They won 1-0 on the perfect game by Halladay, but they've been shut out a bunch this last week.
Some of the big bats on that team, Howard.
Ground ball to short. Hairston to Gonzalez. 2 away.
Howard, Utley. Well, Utley's swinging good. Ibanez. Some guys struggling a little bit offensively. They've had trouble putting runs on the board. And you're going to see some different type of pitching in that series. You can see Halladay. You're going to see Jamie Moyer, Joe Blanton, Cole Hamels. So it'd be a good time to make that trip for the Padres.
Now that is a hitter's ballpark.
I would think so. I mean, guys lining left-hand hitters lining up balls to hit to left field. I think it's a hitter's ballpark.
Ground ball to third by the dive of Headley, and another base hit for Francoeur. He's 2 for 3 tonight. The 10th Mets hit of the evening.
No action in the Mets bullpen, so Pelfrey's going to come up and hit for himself here in the 8th.
2 outs. Pelfrey is grounded out, struck out, grounded to third. That was back in the 6th inning. Unleashed a pretty good swing.
You tell a pitcher we're going to get 4 at bats tonight. I'm sure they will take that because that means off pitching wise they've done a good job.
Out of play. Colorado has just scored in the top of the 7th. Giants at bat, bottom of the 7th, 1-1 now up north, and Arizona and the Dodgers, they're hooked up in a real duel there. No score in the 8th. Ground ball to third. Headley. Easy flip, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit. Mets strand their 8th of the night. The 2010 All-Star Game. Receive 20% off or 2-for-1 Padre tickets when you vote online at least 25 times at Padres.com. Remember to vote early and often for your San Diego Padres at Padres.com. Mike Pelfrey, 6 outs away from his 8th win of the year. Bottom third of the order, Denorfia, Gwynn, and the pitcher's spot. Denorfia fouled to first and grounded to second. 95 pitches and only 3 base hits allowed by this right-hander tonight. He pours in a fastball, still right where he started the game, 94, 95 mile an hour range. Bullpen for the first time tonight, the Mets just in case get left-hander Pedro Feliciano going. Of course, Frankie Rodriguez is their closer. Line foul. Watch out down there.
This is as good as I've seen Pelfrey throw, and again, he's done it pretty smoothly tonight with a fastball split finger mix.
He was 10-12 last year with an ERA over 5. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that's the 7th strikeout for him. So that addition of the split finger has made him a different pitcher.
Yeah, look at the movement here. This ball takes off inside. Denorfia goes right over the top of it. See that ball working on the inner half of the plate to the right-hand hitter.
Tony tried to bunt his way on, didn't quite get it by the pitcher on a drag attempt, and Pelfrey threw him out in the 3rd. He walked to lead off the 6th, scored the only Padre run, came in on a double by Eckstein. Matt Stairs has a bat in the on-deck circle. The human Zamboni. That was a great piece by Jenny at the pregame show. 1-1. She did all right. She handled herself on those blades. Little hip check there on the boards. shoots and scores. Riding that fastball at 95, had a lot of movement again.
Back-to-back fastballs. This is where he's had a lot of faith with that split finger.
2-2. Pelfrey 7-1, yet to throw a complete game. That one slamming off the facing of the second deck. One of the advertisements takes a punch.
It's one of the few times tonight where he really wanted to elevate the fastball, and he did. Anthony was able to foul it off.
Just fouled off the catcher, Barajas. Well, big news in another sport today from Paris at the French Open. Roger Federer knocked out of the championship by Robin Soderling, the same Swede that beat Rafael Nadal, the defending champion, a year ago, knocks out the defending champion this year. First time that Federer will not be in the Grand Slam semis. 23 in a row he made it to the Final Four. I mean, just amazing run. Strike three called on the outside corner. That's 3 strikeouts in a row here late in the game, and 8 total for Pelfrey. And with that, Stairs is called back, and Luis Durango will come up.
I'm going to bet that it's off. See, little Anthony, he didn't like it.
Pelfrey gets the call and has 3 strikeouts in succession, 8 in the game. And Stairs was up there in case Anthony got on. One swing gets you right back into a 1-run game. This one chopped over third for a base hit. And that is Durango's game. Get that ball on the ground and use your speed. Only the 4th hit tonight off Pelfrey.
Just chopped that ball right over David Wright's head. Nothing he could do.
So Durango 5 for 13 since being recalled. He got a couple of RBIs. His first big league runs batted in last night. Top of the order. Venable 0 for 3. 2 pop-ups and a strikeout. Help me out on Venable's swing. I mean, it looks as if he's right on the ball. He swings through so many pitches. Is he too high, too low, too quick, too late?
See, what's happening here is that, I mean, it's really simple. He's trying to pull a ball. His timing is such, he's hitting balls out in front of the plate instead of letting balls get closer to him, getting deeper.
Change up 1-1.
And so when you get as you start your swing, the objective is to take the knob of the bat and take it to the ball and through the ball before you roll over with your top hand. And then he's getting right till about contact, and then bam, he's going over the top.
So that upper hand is just, that's another pop-up. And there it is again. Very high, shortstop Reyes. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, a man left. Only 3 left tonight by San Diego. To the 9th we go, 4-1. this summer, well, take the Padres with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv. See every Padres game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Padres.com. Order, get more details, MLB.tv. And you can take the Padres in baseball everywhere. Joe Thatcher, the left-hander, comes in to pitch the 9th inning. Thatcher's 15th game appearance. He's worked only 9 in the 3rd innings. Primarily comes in to work to the one left-handed batter. He's given up only 3 hits in those 9 innings. And a batting average against of 103. He'll face Reyes and Castillo, the 2 switch hitters at the top of the lineup. So they'll turn it around, bat right-handed against him. Strike 2.
Reyes has led off 5 times tonight. Normally the leadoff hitter hits first in the 1st inning, and maybe you'll lead off another inning. He's led off five times.
That doesn't happen often, does it?
No.
That means the Mets have had action on the bases most every inning. And he takes strike 3. 3 pitches and you're out of there. Didn't like it. Hangs around to express his feelings briefly with the plate umpire. 0 for 5 tonight for Reyes. What's he complaining about on that?
Pretty good pitch. Maybe down, but
that's around
I think that's knee high right there.
Luis Castillo walked and scored in the 1st, struck out, walked, singled and scored. That was the questionable infield hit back in the 7th, and then Ike Davis followed with a 2-out home run over the center field fence. Big sweeping curveball outside in. 1-1. Picks on the outside corner. Well, by using Webb, Mojica, and Thatcher tonight, Black has saved his triumvirate, the Gabs, Gregerson, Adams, and Bell, in case they're needed tomorrow. In the dirt, 2-2. So those aces in the bullpen are well rested.
Yeah.
They didn't pitch last night either.
Exactly.
Watch out. Man, did that go in the dugout? I hope. At least those fellas can have a little protection in front. There's Cabrera back in that corner. Todd Hutchinson, the trainer, flips it to a fan. Right there, says Durango.
So those guys in there are watching the game. So
Cabrera having fun with Todd saying, "Now, old man, you just stay out of the way there." He's such a likable young guy. I can't wait for him to get off the DL. That hamstring still bothering him. He wants to get back in action. He's going to use his glove. He'd never know. Another one might come in there. Thought that was a cozy little safe spot. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Thatcher comes in to get the 2 switch hitters batting right-handed to strike out. Reyes and Castillo. And here's Jason Bay. A single and a walk and a couple of strikeouts tonight. 1 for 3.
Castillo, second toughest to fan in the National League, and Thatcher cuts that slider in on Castillo's hands.
Swing and a miss. Bottom of the 9th, the Padres have Eckstein, Gonzalez, and Headley. Anyone gets on Hundley. Those were the men with the middle of the lineup that had the big bats last night. That ball hit well to left, but not well enough for Bay. Denorfia there to capture it. 1-2-3. Thatcher takes care of the Mets in the top of the 9th. Last call for San Diego. Bottom of the 9th we go. Mets 4, Padres 1. Now open in Vista and Santee. Soon to open in a neighborhood near you. And David Wright, with the score 1-0, delivers this home run off starter Wade LeBlanc, his 9th of the year. And that is the winning hit at this point. Made it 2-0. The Padres came back with a run on Eckstein's double to make it 2-1. Francisco Rodriguez, the top bullpen star in the big leagues the last several years, leads the majors in the last 6 seasons with 237 saves.
Numbers very good. Opponent's only hitting $180.
There's that breaking ball, carves its way into the strike zone as he jumps in front, 2 strikes.
With the fastball, the curveball, the slider, the change.
Nub foul. Rodriguez has been scored upon only 4 times in 23 appearances this year. And still a young guy, just 28, this Venezuelan from Caracas. Broke in the scene in 2002 with the Angels in their World Series run. Down low, 1-2.
A lot of players playing the game today. Looked like he's wearing a mouthpiece. Not quite sure why, but maybe grinds his teeth or whatever. It hadn't affected his stuff this year. It's good numbers.
Line drive foul. He hung a curveball. Eckstein out in front. Eckstein's double was inside the bag at first base with Gwynn at second base. Gwynn had walked in the 6th inning, and that cut the Mets lead to 2-1. But in the next inning, the top of the 7th, an infield hit Castillo, and Ike Davis bolted one over the center field fence. 6th homer of the year to make it 4-1. Again, just did get a piece of it.
Last half inning, we talked about Luis Castillo being the toughest to strike out, 2nd toughest. David Eckstein being the toughest, and he's having a battle here to stay alive. He just throwing a couple of breaking balls, a couple of fastballs in.
Another foul.
You see why Eckstein's the toughest in the league to fan. Strike out every 40.8 at bats.
That's the best in the majors, huh?
And he's just battling here.
1-2. Here it comes again. Down low. Threw him the change. Eckstein trying to set the table here. Get on. Hope that Padres can rally here. Down by 3 in the 9th. Hit to right center field and hit well. And by the center fielder, Pagan. Eckstein cruises into second with his 2nd double of the night. Now that is a major league at bat from David Eckstein.
Absolutely.
It's amazing the power he delivers at times. I think Pagan totally underestimated how hard this ball was hit.
Eckstein kind of inside out of that ball, and it's carving away from Pagan. He can't chase it down. Does a nice job of getting to that ball before it gets to the wall.
A pair of doubles and 4 at bats. 15 on the season, leading the club. Gets the fans in it. Gonzalez comes up. He's walked, struck out and tap back to the mound. Oh, slow curveball. Base runner away from bringing that tying run to the plate here in the 9th inning. Eckstein bringing hope to these Padre fans. Some rally caps going. One and one. Rodriguez, while he's highly effective, not perfect this year, he's lost a game. Saved 20 out of 23 chances. Check that. That ball hit well to left field, but Bay is there. Eckstein, no percentage in trying to move over to third. His run doesn't mean anything. So Gonzalez flies to left, and here's Headley. Rodriguez with 9 saves this year. And 2 wins and a loss. Headley, a couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Ball 1. Nick Hundley on deck. Two and 0.
Kind of handcuff Barajas there. Really not that bad a pitch. See where this pitch is.
It looked like he was crossed up. He was waiting for that ball to break in.
Yep. Crossed him up, so they want to get on the same page.
Well, he flapjacked that one. Well, Headley, again, that old adage, walk as good as a hit in this situation.
Yep.
Gets the count in his favor, 2-0.
You're trying to get the tying run. At least give yourself an opportunity. Maybe the hottest hitter on the Padres on deck.
.90 on the fastball.
Looked like Headley was taken all the way there.
Two and two. A lot of movement on that fastball, late movement.
Well, Rodriguez was a guy a few years ago that fastball was in the the high 90s. Now he doesn't throw the fastball quite as hard, but still very good breaking ball, very good changeup. We mix in an occasional slider.
Asking his catcher to go through the signs one more time, pick out one he likes. Two and two. That one looped behind third. That's going to fall for a base hit. Eckstein hangs at third. Headley, a big turn, holds at first, so the tying run comes up. Boy, talk about a little spooner. Just serve that one into shallow left field off the head of the bat. It gets the job done. So 2 on, 1 out.
Tried to backdoor him with a breaking ball, and Headley just serves this ball into left field in the perfect spot for a base hit.
A winning lob. First and third. Makes up for the line drives that are caught. So here's Hundley. 2 hits tonight and 3 at bats. 9 for the last 12 for Nick, including a home run. the last 4 or 5 games. Ball 1. Jerry Hairston did some damage last night with that grand slam on deck. Padres still have a left-handed bat down on the bench, Matt Stairs. Outside, ball 2. Well, this is starting to get interesting in the 9th inning. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Tying run at the plate. 2-0 the count on Nick Hundley.
Will he challenge him? Will he throw the fastball here, 2-0?
Ooh, he got the fastball.
Hundley had a pretty good cut at it. He wanted that fastball away and right in the danger zone.
Enough on it that Hundley couldn't turn completely. Two and 1. Ground ball right side. And he can't make the play. Everyone is safe. Castillo had to range far to his left, and that ball spinning away from him hit off the head of the bat by Hundley. A run comes in 4-2. Now the tying run on, and the winning run comes to the plate here in the 9th inning.
We've been discussing whether or not Castillo at second base was hurt or not. And he had trouble not when to get to the ball, but once he got to it, setting his feet to make the throw to first.
See how the official score rules that. Next time makes it 4-2 as he comes in from third. Headley moves to second and safe at first. Nick Hundley, pitching coach Dan Worthen, making sure that they know exactly how the book is written. Pitching to Hairston. Didn't work last night as Hairston got something inside that he could yank and get it off the bricks and left.
Meanwhile, 21 pitches for Rodriguez here in the 9th inning.
Hairston with 3 home runs, all on this homestand. Time out. Hairston waiting too long. Apparently they're going to give Hundley a base hit. So he's 3 for 4 tonight. What a run of games for Hundley.
Keep it going, young fella.
2 on, 1 out here in the 9th. 4-2 Mets. Fastball is there. Unfamiliar circumstances for K-Rod. In trouble here in the bottom of the 9th. Giving up a run. 2 on. 1 out. 1 strike the count. Strike 2. Hairston didn't think so. He thought it was low. Outfield very deep. They're protecting against the extra base hit that could tie the game. That's a good pitch.
Outside corner. Yeah, the other factor to think about is You might want to take a shot at stealing a bag here. Rodriguez got big leg kick.
Infielders are back well away from second base, so Headley can take a big lead. Foul, just got a piece of that. Knocked it off the catcher, Barajas.
Jerry Harrison Jr. down in the count, 0-2. Just trying to protect.
Lots of grass for those outfielders playing so deep. Infield looking for two. Swung on and missed. No, foul tip. Foul tip. It bounced into the glove of Barajas. Here comes Jerry Manuel out of the dugout. Plate umpire Machinsky saw that as a foul tip. That one hopped into the glove of Barajas. Didn't go cleanly into the glove. Here comes first base umpire Greg Gibson down, and we'll see whether or not he will counsel. Here apparently he agreed with his colleague's call that it was a short hop into the glove of the catcher. Let's see it. Yep. If he did indeed get a piece of it.
I thought I heard the tip. There's no question this ball bounces before Barajas catches it. That would make it a foul ball.
Boy, it's hard to see the bat making contact. That's all done on what the umpire heard.
Yeah.
Well, that close to being a strikeout. Count remains 2 strikes. Headley off second. Hundley carrying the tying run at first base. 1 out here in the home half of the 9th. Padres trying to stir up a come from behind rally. Down 4-1 at the start. The run is in.
Barajas still trying to sell home plate umpire Muchlinsky that he caught that ball, but it clearly bounced. Before Harrison got back in the box, it looked like they were having a lively discussion about it.
Swing and a miss. Rodriguez takes care of Hairston for the second out. And Chris Denorfia will bat. He's fouled out, grounded out, and struck out tonight.
He just challenged Jerry Harrison with the fastball, middle of the plate. Said, here it is.
Boy. So down to their final out, and it's Denorfia trying to keep it alive. Durango is on deck. And as we mentioned, the home run hitter, Stayers, is available. Strike. Another fastball laid right in there. Well, this is some trip for Denorfia. A couple of weeks ago, he was facing Pacific Coast League pitching in Portland. Now he's up there against the top reliever, top save master in the league the last several years. With the game on the line, representing the winning run. Oh, and 2.
Early in the count, it looks like Rodriguez exclusively has gone to the fastball. Struck out Hairston with a fastball after giving up a bloop base hit to Headley on a breaking ball and a base infield hit to Hundley on a slider. I just has reared back and said, here it is.
2 strikes the count. And the pickoff move, not in time, and Headley alertly back head first. Castillo finding new energy, and he limps back to position after sprinting in there to try to pick him off. He barely can walk, but he can run. Down to the final strike. The Padres 0-2 here in the ninth. That one sailed well back into the second deck.
Good pitchers so far tonight. Pelfrey did it early in the game. Now Rodriguez is doing it. Get ahead in the count. Going up the ladder with the fastball.
30th pitch of this relief inning for Rodriguez. Two on, 2 out, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Padres threaten in the ninth. They do bring the winning run to the plate, but Frankie Rodriguez takes care of the rally, and the Mets have won the middle game of this 3-game series by a score of 4-2. A couple of home run balls and top-notch pitching from Mike Pelfrey, the combination to give Jerry Manuel the winning smile tonight. And we'll be back with the final totals in just a moment.